Now, South African motorists are increasingly at risk as potholes worsen across both urban as well as rural roads. What was once a minor irritation has now become a serious safety hazard and a stark sign of crumbling infrastructure, poor construction, bad drainage, and even a lack of maintenance. All of those could possibly be to blame, according to Ground Up. Now, to unpack this further, we're joined by the Automobile Association's spokesperson, Eleanor Mavimbela. Eleanor, good morning to you. Thank you so much for the time. It's estimated that we have over 25 million potholes countrywide, increasing two-thirds, 67% over the last 5 years. KwaZulu-Natal floods in the past few years, making the situation even worse. Is it really just because of the recent rains that we're seeing this uptick?
Good morning, Arabile, and thank you so much for inviting us onto the show. 25 million, we definitely think as the Automobile Association that the number could possibly be more than that. And we definitely do not think that it's because of the recent rains that we've seen in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, for instance. We've seen that with regards to potholes, they in recent years, they've been just diverted as just an inconvenience. But it's not an inconvenience. I mean, potholes have the potential to damage your tires, your rims, suspensions of your vehicle, as well as if they are quite big, the body of the vehicle. And recently in the city of Johannesburg, we've seen incidents where potholes can lead to fatal crashes. So it's not just an inconvenience anymore. And we definitely do think that because of the a lack of urgency from municipalities to deal with potholes, as well as the reactive maintenance from municipalities to be able to maintain and keep up with the potholes, it gets us to the situation where we are talking about an excess of 25 million potholes in the country.
Yeah, look, one thing's for sure. I mean, I think a lot of us have bend caught in one. I mean, I remember not so long ago, my little Polo at the time being caught in a pothole as well along Malibongwe Road here in Randburg and Johannesburg then as well. And my key question mark at the time was, okay, but what actually causes potholes? Is it just the gravel and the tires ultimately then getting a whole lot of friction over time? Is it a weakness in the infrastructure we're actually using and the tar that is actually used for our roads? What is the primary cause here in order to help people understand further?
Well, definitely. It's some of the reasons that you've just mentioned. One is that obviously the high traffic volumes on our road can actually lead to potholes. Also, it's the lack of patchwork exercise that we see most of the municipalities around the country using in terms of covering up of the potholes. So they're not using the material that they should be using, strong enough material to withhold the traffic volumes, to hold the adverse weather conditions, and as well. Then they say that they allude to lack of budget when they are asked to account for the number of potholes we unfortunately have to deal with on a daily basis.
Yeah, I mean, one could say that perhaps if we didn't buy laptops for 91,000 Rand, maybe we could spend some of that money on the potholes themselves. But how do we fix this? Because after fixing a pothole, you could have the same pothole actually loosening, getting wider, getting worse in just a couple of days' time.
And getting more expensive, because the longer you leave a pothole, there's just a little pothole, and you leave it for longer, it gets more expensive as it gets worse to deal with. So as the Automobile Association, we definitely do think that we need to start dealing with road infrastructure as a priority task. It should stand right there with the healthcare budget. So when we put together budgets in municipalities, the road infrastructure maintenance should be right up there with healthcare, because we have seen the adverse consequences of not dealing with potholes within our communities, within the roads that we use on a daily basis. So that, as well as ensuring that updating our systems in terms of municipalities getting their residents to actually call in and let them know about the potholes that they have in and around where they live, so that they have an updated number of where potholes are, and so that we're not having a reactive maintenance systems where we can also account for how many potholes we have around us, and we can be able to fix them as speedily, so that they do not cost us as much money as they do if we leave them for longer periods of time. Arabile was just talking earlier when offline that it's raining this morning. Can you imagine the potholes that haven't been covered in the past couple of weeks? How wide are they getting? How deep are they getting? And more dangerous even for road users. So that makes it more expensive for them to maintain. And basically, we'll be dealing with a backlog then of potholes. So definitely, we need to put road infrastructure as a priority, and also urge residents to call in and let authorities know when there's a pothole around where you live, around where you commute, so that they can be able to have an updated system, updated number of where potholes are, and be able to react speedily.
Who are the right people to call in that instance? Do you know? I mean, for example, if we were in KZN, would it be the eThekwini municipality, depending on the area in which you're in, of course? Would it be the city of Joburg and Johannesburg? Are those the kind of municipalities and the people you should be calling, or is it specifically trying to call public works and infrastructure, the department, to try and get that done?
It is the municipality's responsibility to repair potholes in and around your residential areas. So the roads in the residential areas are the responsibility of the municipality. So if you are in the city of Joburg, for instance, then you'd call your GRAs to come and assist you. If you are in KZN, then you call the city of eThekwini to come and assist you with regards to the potholes around your area.
Yeah. What happens if we were to contract the fixing of these potholes to private companies?
This is definitely something that is already happening in the city of Johannesburg, with they brought on board a private company like Discovery to assist with potholes in and around the city. We don't know, we don't have the numbers as to how the program is going, but we definitely do think, we have seen over time that public and private partnerships do assist in such situations, especially in situations where the municipality will tell you, we do not have the funds, we do not have the manpower in order to deal with all the backlog of potholes. Then a public-private partnership in this case would assist quite a lot. And I definitely do think that the government should then look outside of itself, perhaps to ask for assistance when it comes to potholes.
Yeah, I suppose that in some ways would absolve government of having to do its own job, but at least it would be in many ways better than nothing. As road users, a little bit earlier, you had made note of the complaints we should be putting forward, or the notifications at least we should be putting forward to government and municipalities as well. What else can road users do to help in any way when it comes to potholes and the alleviation thereof?
Well, there isn't really much that we could do, but what could definitely do help with road users is that, firstly, you need to regularly check your tire pressure and the threads of your tires. Once you've done that, you actually need to, when you do know, unfortunately, we've had to now be on the lookout for potholes in most of the roads that we drive on. So if you know that you are approaching a pothole, slow down. The chances of you surviving that pothole when you're slowed down are much higher. And unfortunately, because of now, we have a number of we do know that we have a number of potholes in the roads that we travel in. Do invest in a pothole insurance cover for your vehicle. It might just come in handy.
An additional cost now added to your insurance, unfortunately. Eleanor, thank you so much for the time this morning. Appreciate it. It's, yeah, not a great one, but nonetheless one that we do need to consider.